What if I told you that instead of mindlessly scrolling Instagram for hours every day, you could use those same hours to build a $10,000 plus monthly income stream? And before you roll your eyes thinking, oh, this is another get-rich-quick scheme, let me be crystal clear about what this actually is. This is a system for complete beginners who want to profit from the attention economy using nothing more than their phone. No experience required, no showing your face, no massive time commitment. All you need is just a few hours a day. And the crazy part, AI can do most of the heavy lifting for you. Artificial intelligence has basically become your unpaid intern. While everyone's scared that AI is going to take jobs, smart people are using it to create jobs for themselves. AI can now write captions, generate content ideas, even create your videos, working 24/7 for the cost of a Netflix subscription. While everyone else is using Instagram to watch cat videos and stalk their ex, you'll be creating content that converts views into cash. This is the exact system I use to reach $20,000 per month with Instagram automation, and I've helped dozens of students replicate those same results.
So the last 30 days, I'm sitting at about 16K USD, which is about...
I made just over $12,000 in about 2 weeks.
He went from $0 to $7,000 a month within, 5 or 6 months as creating content, creating short form content.
Most people are giving away their attention for free, while smart people are getting paid for capturing it. By the end of this training, you'll have everything you need to build a profitable Instagram business that works even while you sleep. No guesswork, no trial and error, just a proven blueprint that turns scrolling time into dollar signs. Look, I can practically hear what you're thinking right now. Come on, this sounds like every other get-rich-quick scheme on the internet. And you know what? You're smart to be skeptical. The internet is littered with broken promises. But here's the truth. This isn't a magic button that will make you rich overnight with zero effort. This system requires work. You're gonna have to show up, learn new skills, create content, analyze what works, and fix things when they don't. The difference between this and every other opportunity you've seen is simple. This isn't about luck, timing, or having some sort of special talent. This is about following a proven system that's already worked for thousands of people. And 5 years from now, you'll either thank yourself for taking action today, or you'll regret letting fear and skepticism rob you from an opportunity that could have changed everything. The window is open, the tools are available. The system is proven. All you need to do is to commit to the following plan, and in 90 days, you'll have a profitable Instagram business that's generating real income and be well on your way to making $10,000 per month. So with that all being said, let's get started. Okay, so now we're inside my laptop. This is the free Instagram automation masterclass, and I'm gonna go over everything you need to know to make $10,000 per month in the next 90 days. And I'm not just throwing an unrealistic number out there. You have to understand, and I'll show you in a second, how hundreds of people have been able to make $10,000 per month in 90 days with brand new Instagram pages. And I'm gonna show you proof, because I don't want you to blindly believe me. And by the end of this course, you'll know exactly how to transform your phone from a time waster into a $10,000 per month money printer using faceless Instagram automation. Literally this thing right here, your phone, the thing that you use every single day to doom scroll, to consume, you can use to make tens of thousands of dollars every single month. And I've used it to make millions of dollars online. Literally me, somebody who made the dumbest decision ever to drop out of college to pursue this. Well, to all the haters out there, we all know where the world is heading. Content, AI is taking over, so you better pay attention. Here's what we're about to cover, and yes, that's me in my brand new Lamborghini. Pretty cool car, but in order to afford something like that, you're gonna have to watch this training, because you're gonna learn the skills on how to get that thing. Now, you are going to be looking over my shoulder at my own and students' Instagram pages, generating tens of thousands of dollars per month. We're also gonna be going over an in-depth 90-day roadmap to profit with Instagram and start making money. I'll also be going in depth into how we make six-figure businesses with Instagram pages and the secrets that make content go viral consistently in 2025. Guys, I'm just scratching the surface here. There is a ton more that you're gonna learn in this training, so make sure you pay attention, take notes, and most importantly, take action. Here's how you're gonna get the most out of this course. So number one, I need you to comment any questions you have below. Myself and my team will be working hard to make sure that all of your comments are answered. So don't even just comment once, comment twice, comment 3 times, comment as many times as you want. I wanna make sure all your questions are answered and you're moving every single day towards your goals, because it's very important to keep momentum when doing this. Number two, this video will be long. I'm not going to lie to you. The first time watching this, you might miss a couple things, so make sure that you leave this video in your liked videos playlist. You're going to want to come back to it, and again, you're going to want to ask questions. Number 3, make sure to comment the timestamp you left off of as a bookmark for yourself. That way you know exactly where you left off and you could pick right back up again. And number 4, there's going to be a bunch of free resources linked in the description. You can access free resources like this slide deck and much more by clicking the link in the description. The $100,000 plus Instagram blueprint. So in this course, you're getting access to the $100,000 plus Instagram blueprint. Now that guy almost looks nothing like me, but whatever. AI is good, but I guess it's not that good yet. Just kidding. In this course, you're going to be getting access to the 100K plus Instagram blueprint I cracked by ripping through countless of failed posts and accounts. And when I say countless, yes, I mean countless, because I've been in this space for 5+ years. I've personally had hundreds of pages myself, and I've seen thousands of pages in the last 5 years. Not to inflate my own ego, but I'm probably the most knowledgeable in this space. And if you find someone better, well, let me know. What you're going to be getting is the exact system I'm personally using to making $30,000 to $40,000 per month profit every single month. And to figure this out for you, like I said, I've been in this space for so long, I have literally tested every possible strategy out there. I've had many sleepless nights staying up till 3 a.m. analyzing why my content flopped and how to make it better. And I've also personally spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, not just on mentorships, not just on courses, but blowing money on automation tools that turned out to be completely trash. So you can say I've invested all the money for you, so you don't have to. But most importantly, I have been through all of the trial and error so that you don't have to. All of the golden nuggets that I've learned in the last 5 years are coming into this video so that you can learn exactly what to do, but most importantly, what not to do. All right, let's talk about my come up story. Again, these guys right here, they don't exactly look like me. You know, I got the mustache going on right now, but I was a broke college student pushing carts for $10 an hour. Now, I did have a bunch of jobs here and there as well. I was doing data entry, I was doing data science, I was even doing technical sales. But it all started when I started making money pushing carts at a grocery store for minimum wage, which after tax, it was definitely below $10 an hour. Back a couple years ago, I was pretty depressed. I was pretty stuck in life, and I was honestly just scrolling through Instagram, watching other people live the life that I wanted. Every night, I'd literally lie in bed and wonder if this was it, if I'd be just pushing carts and checking my bank balance before buying a coffee for the rest of my life. To put into perspective, I was making $10 an hour and a coffee's $5. So it takes me 30 minutes to buy a coffee. That's crazy. And lunch was like 2-3 hours of my workday. But today, I'm the guy on Instagram living the life I used to idolize, and other people scroll through my life and they dream about it. And I'll be honest, everything aside for a second, I cannot believe that this is my life today. I didn't have anybody in my life that was really pushing me in this direction. I was just always consuming information online and trying and failing. Now, I tried and failed for years. 2020 is when I saw my biggest success, but I started over 10 years ago with my first business. And I wish I had training like this that was actually applicable, that would really push me in the right direction. And if you're gonna get anything out of this training, just understand you're still gonna fail, but you're gonna fail a lot less. I'm gonna be helping you build your foundation a lot faster so you can get successful faster. Instead of years, it could take you weeks or even months. Now, what you need to understand is I wasn't special. I wasn't the smartest kid in class. I didn't have any connections. I didn't have rich parents. I just had a phone, Wi-Fi, and a fire under my to become better. Now, here's where everything shifted for me. I came across a random video about making money by creating content on Instagram. And by random video, I was always the person that was looking for ways to make money online. Now, when I watched this video, something clicked. What if I can post faceless content to market products that are not even mine? If I could do that, all I have to do is figure out how to drive the traffic and get the customers, and everything else is done for me. I just get a commission of what I'm selling. So I started testing. And when I say testing, I mean, I started copying others. I started copying what they're doing because what they're doing seemed like it worked. And as with anything, when you start, I had no clue what I was doing, but I was showing up every single day. Now, I'm not the only one that's making bank with Instagram. Let me play you some quick snippets of testimonials right here.
My name is Yanis. I went through Tapa's viral creator course around 3 months ago. The course was super straightforward, simple tutorials on how to use all the tools, how to do the research properly, how to automate everything in the back end. In my first 10 days of monetization, I hit $1,500.
What's going on? This is Kobe, and I'd like to share my testimonial with y'all. So I joined their program about 3 weeks ago or so, and I've already gotten a viral video that's gotten over 300,000 views, over 10,000 likes, and over 10,000 saves. And I actually started making sales. Definitely that the method that they have definitely works, and I highly recommend it.
My name's Connor. I recently went through the viral creator course about 7 months ago, and it has absolutely changed my life. I tried many different approaches, many different strategies. It did not work. I then stumbled across Tapa's course at Viral Creator. I jumped on it and I took that. I bought the $27 course, and within 30 days of buying that course, I was up over $18,000. And I'm also making an extra $20,000 a month because I've built my own personal brand and how to use Instagram automation because of this course and how I've gone through the Viral Creator system.
Yo, what's good? My name is Chase. So I just want to come out here and just record this quick testimonial video. Kind of talk about my experience working with the team at Viral Creator and more specifically Tapa and Zeta. Before I started working with the team at Viral Creator, I was actually working at Best Buy, which I absolutely hated. I was working anywhere from 40 to 60 hours every single week, making minimum wage, making around $1,000 to $2,000 a month. After I started working with Viral Creator and understood the opportunity of content, just Instagram automation, it really set me on a completely different path to now where I'm living fully on my own at 22. I moved out when I was 19 because of these guys and the stuff that they taught me. I've been able to move into a $2 million condo. I'm consistently paying rent every month. I'm barely even here. Most of the time I'm just traveling. And within 2 to 3 months, I was able to start consistently making $10,000 a month profit. And I would hit anywhere from 5 to 10K for the first year of my content creation journey. And now I'm at a point where I'm hitting anywhere from 20 to 30K every single month.
I'm AJ, but I go by AJ Banks on social media. And I just wanted to come on here just to talk about my personal experience with the Viral Creator program. I actually got into the program about almost a year from now. Before I got into this program, I was basically slaving. We're doing window cleaning for the whole summer. And at the time, I was also working and also posting content. I knew if I wanted to get started with that, I wanted to go to people who actually practice what they preach. And they were practicing what they preached. I was scared. I wasn't sure what I was going to expect, but I just knew they were the ones who I could trust to teach me the game. 7 months later, I was able to hit my first $20,000 a month. I can honestly say this whole program just changed my life, and the coaches, everyone, just all the help, all the value, all the game they put into this program, it's honestly a huge game changer, and I never would have been able to achieve any of this if I didn't hop in this program.
All right, hope you enjoyed watching those, but let me show you this as well. So here's a quick wall of testimonials that we have inside the community. Mary made over $200,000 within 3 months. Ben, a dad, $14,000 within 60 days. Russ went from dropping out of school to making $7,000 in 5 months. And we have so many more. Chaso was working at Best Buy, and now he's making between $10,000 and $20,000 a month. He even hit his biggest month, which was $30,000. Melvin, $17,000. Nicholas absolutely exploded his account. Arthur, first sale. Matt, first sale, $400. Jen, making $40,000 in a month. Marta, $10,000, I think in a day. Alan, and there are so many more. Now back to here, I even have a bunch of interviews of people within the space, also my own students, that are cashing in $10,000 to $20,000 a month, right? We have Connor right here, we have AJ right here, we have Bo right here, we have Russ right here, we have Melvin right here, we have Adrian right here, and we have Chaso right here. Guys, this is all documented on my YouTube. Seeing is believing. There are 2 crucial things you need to understand in order to succeed with Instagram automation. And that's that smart people don't win, but focused people do. Again, I'm not the smartest person in the room. I almost failed out of school. I had some of the worst grades, bottom of my class. Now, we're not going to get into that story, but I did get my shit together eventually in school, and then my grades dropped right back down when I got into college. Now, you can be an absolute genius. Maybe that'll help you. But if you can't focus for 2 hours straight without watching just one more TikTok doom scrolling, you're just another smart person going nowhere. It's often said that the dumb people are successful because the dumb people are going to continue failing, and they're going to fail many more times than the smart people. Remember this, the people banking serious money with Instagram aren't blessed by the algorithm. They just stop being a dopamine addict who needs to check their phone every 10 minutes like it's their life support. And now that you're getting all of this value delivered to you, a lack of focus is literally the only thing holding you back from receiving ridiculous paychecks. Paychecks that I didn't even know was possible on Instagram. I mean, I used to want to make just a couple $1,000s a month. Now I'm making $30,000 to $40,000 a month. How does that even make sense? We'll get into it, but it's because of leverage. It's because of understanding one skill. So here are going to be your action steps. Number one, put your phone away on Do Not Disturb. If you're watching on your phone, put on Do Not Disturb. If you're watching on your laptop, go throw your phone somewhere. Here, I'll do it for me. It's gone. Number two, find somewhere you won't be interrupted. And number three, lock in. Let's go. Now, the second crucial thing I want to talk about is perfectionism. It doesn't exist. The people that fail are the ones who wait to take action until they're perfect. These people will stay broke forever. Trust me on this. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. And the people banking in $10,000 per month with Instagram automation didn't wait around like statues. They didn't wait until they had a PhD in Instagram algorithms. They didn't wait until they had a Hollywood level editing skills. They didn't wait for the perfect aesthetic looking camera quality. They just started. Very messy, confused, and clueless, just like I did. Stop being afraid of looking stupid for 5 minutes and start being terrified, staying exactly where you are for the next decades in your life. I always say, Instagram automation's gonna be super easy for you, but it's only easy if the pain of starting Instagram automation is less than the pain of your current life. And a big reason why people are successful is because the pain in their current life is so high that starting and failing businesses is not even an issue for them. And so they keep trying and keep testing and keep testing. It's never going to be perfect, but they test so much that one day something clicks. And even so, you have to think about it like this too. If you go to almost any Instagram page that I'm going to reveal in this training, scroll all the way to the bottom of the reels. Go to their first pieces of content. You're going to see their content absolutely sucked. So the proof is in the pudding. Go and do that exercise and you'll see that pages are making $10,000 a month started with terrible content. Let's talk about the fast versus the slow lane approach. And this is going to be very important for you to understand because the things that I'm about to say are the things you're going to want to watch out for to make sure you're not moving in the wrong direction. Let's talk about the slow lane first, aka the broke lane. So the broke lane is posting whatever you feel like posting, hoping something randomly goes viral, building a faceless page or personal brand for months with zero income, and using Instagram like social media instead of like a business. And here's the fast lane, aka the cash lane, baby. We're gonna be copying proven viral content formulas. We're gonna make faceless content designed for growth. We're gonna add simple offers to your bio link with high commission rates. We're talking commissions of over 50%. And we're gonna use AI to do most of the work for us. Not only that, but stick around because I'm going to show you how to actually pick your strategy and your product. Most people have no idea where to start on this, so pay attention when I go over it. So here's going to be your 90-day profit roadmap. Now, I like to move fast. So day 1 to 2, we're going to pick your niche, set up your profile bio, find an affiliate product to sell. Now, here's a pro tip. You do not need the perfect product at the start. Every single Instagram page that's actually making money isn't necessarily catered towards a specific product, but it's actually catered towards the problem that your page solves. Now, this is an important thing to understand because you can always change your product as long as the product makes sense with the page's content. And what does the page's content do? It solves a problem. So the page is built around a specific problem and the product simply solves the problem that that audience faces. So do not get caught up with picking the product. Please. People spend weeks trying to figure this out. Move on. Day 3 to 30, we're going to start posting faceless reels every day. Identify proven hooks and content, aka steal like an artist, and test what gets the most views and double down on what is working. Now, day 30 to 90, we're going to split test the products that we're selling to make sure that we're converting the highest. We're going to set up simple AI automations for DM leads. That way we can maximize our sales. We're going to add story highlights and build an authority in your space. We're going to make sure we maximize and get steady views. We're also going to make sure we get steady views and maximize the amount of views that we're getting. Because the more views that we get, and again, we have to make sure we're getting the views of the right audience, the more money we're going to be able to make. More on that a little bit later. Plus, I'm going to reveal how you can monetize your page through multiple sources. So we're not just going to depend on selling products to make money. There's actually opportunities for you to get paid for just the views on your page. And lastly, we're going to optimize content for the algorithm. Things like saves, shares, and retention to go viral. Now, this looks simple, but again, keep watching because there's going to be so many golden nuggets I'm about to reveal. It's insane. But first, I'm going to show you what's possible. Let's do some breakdowns real quick. I'm going to show you how Connor pulls in $10,000 to $20,000 per month and how Bo banks $15,000 per month. Now, Connor right here, great picture of him, by the way. He went from a college student to making $10,000 a month in 90 days. Now, Connor's a 20-year-old Canadian student who was also doing an internship. He never really tried any making money online methods and saw success within the first few months. He actually created faceless content on Instagram Reels. His first 10 posts hit like 100+ views each and made $0. After about 100 posts and consistently optimizing, he finally saw insane traction. Now, Connor's not smarter than you and he didn't get lucky. As you see, he posted 100 times. He just learned to study viral videos and recreate what works. No guessing involved. He started affiliating for digital products to make his first money with his page, and then he hopped on paid for views opportunities in his niche to make even more money. Now, he just doubled down on what worked, and he started making $10,000 per month after 90 days of grinding every single day after his college studies and working internships. And like I said, now he's making $10,000 per month managing an Instagram page for an hour a day using AI and proven content to do all the heavy lifting for him. He actually also converted his faceless page into a personal brand so he can help others do the same thing he did. Now, when I did the interview with him, the key belief was if you never stop trying, it's impossible to fail. And it's so true. He even said that he regretted not going harder earlier in life. And I'll show you his page a little bit later in the training. And now let's go to Bo, who's making $15,000 per month consistently with Instagram automation. Now, Bo started broke, scooping ice cream, smoking weed with zero structure or direction. He started by building a bunch of faceless pages across different niches. One of the first ones was a mushroom page, and he actually hit $20,000 in sales from just one viral reel with over 20 million views. He now runs a page selling $47 digital products, and he makes around $15,000 per month. He spends zero money on ads. All of his traffic is coming from short form content. I'm also going to be revealing his page a little bit later in the training. And his method here is he repurposes YouTube long form videos, edits them in a viral short form format. He also cross posts to TikTok because it takes an extra minute for him to do this. And then he sells through his short form content as well as Instagram stories, highlights, and feed posts. And his key belief when I spoke to him is if you don't think this will work, you'll never post enough content to actually win. Kind of sounds like the same thing that Connor said and kind of sounds like the same thing I said. So moving on. They followed the exact system I'm about to reveal to you, and now you will too. All right, so going into number one, advanced niche research and validation. Now, the rule of thumb here is what you want is not what the market pays for, meaning most people pick the topics that they love instead of the ones that actually make money, and this is why they stay broke. So what does a profitable niche actually look like? Well, a profitable niche has millions of people interested, and also those interested people are spending money within that niche. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars being transacted every single year. We're talking AI, health, money. There's so many out there. A profitable niche also has clear ways to make money. Again, people have to be spending money in these niches every single year. Otherwise, what makes you think they're going to buy your thing? So look at the market, look at what people are buying, and you'll understand that you can affiliate for the things that people are already buying. Just make sure they buy from your page. So we're talking affiliate products, your own courses, brand sponsorships, and also paid for views opportunities, which again, I'll talk about soon. And lastly, a profitable niche has other pages already crushing it in that space. This is important because it proves that it's going to work. It's not a matter of if it works, it's a matter of when it works. Now, here are some red flags when picking your niche. Red flags are weird topics that nobody talks about or shares, no obvious ways to actually make money from it, and just copying popular creators without understanding why their content actually blows up. Again, this video is going to answer why. Why? Because it's super important you understand why we're doing what we're doing. Long story short, if you're guessing, you're losing. here's how winners research. And we're going to do it together in a second. We're going to want to build a list of pages already crushing it in your space and study what gets them the most views. Then we're going to reverse engineer how they're making money by spotting affiliate links and analyzing their funnels. So we don't want to reinvent the wheel here. When you can, just remix what's already printing money for other people. And while you do this, you're going to be able to learn the skills and then be able to innovate on top of what your competitors are doing to create your own lane. But as a beginner, you can't innovate because you haven't learned through first principles. You haven't built your foundation yet. Also understand this. People don't care about you. People do not care about your content. They care about what it solves for them. Unfortunately, that's the way the world works. People only care about themselves, minus like your parents and kids and stuff. So what Connor realized early in order to hit $10,000 a month is that views don't equal money. You need content that speaks to a real problem your audience has. And the only way to find that is not only research, but test multiple styles and track what gets clicks. Don't just assume. Watch how people respond to your content and double down on what hits. You have to be data-driven here. Instagram is like a database of content that's already working. Pay attention to what's working for other people and also pay attention to what's working for your own page. All right, so now let's do a competitor deep dive analysis. So I'm gonna do two things here. Number one, I'm gonna identify a niche. And number two, I'm going to do some competitor research around that niche. All right, so we're going to jump into ChatGPT to brainstorm. And I'm just going to ask something simple. What are the top 10 niches that people are spending money on Instagram? It's doing its calculating. Let's see what we get. We have health, beauty, skincare, fashion, personal finance, investing, technology, travel, food, cooking, pets, animals. Okay, great. Now let's cross-reference this with Google Trends to make sure that ChatGPT isn't just feeding some BS to us. So we just type in Google Trends, click this link right here, and we're just going to type in health over here. Filter worldwide, the last 5 years. As you can see, this chart is extremely consistent. It's pretty much horizontal with a slight increase in the last year. Now, the reason why this is important is because we want to identify demand within the market. Now, what we can also do to validate that people are spending money within this market is we can ask ChatGPT how much money is spent on health every single year. So let's do that. All right, so we're talking hundreds of billions of dollars. You're telling me you can't take 0.0000001% of that money? That pie is massive. Now that we identified the niche, which is health, we also validated that people are actually spending money here. Now we have to find Instagram pages that are operating in the health niche that are faceless. I'm gonna have to get my phone now because I threw it over there. All right, we're back. Now the reason why I'm getting my phone is because Instagram on desktop absolutely sucks and it's very hard to do competitor research on the desktop version of Instagram. The app is way better. All right, now we're on Instagram and what we're gonna do is go to the search bar and just type in health. And basically what we're going to want to do is go to the Reels tab and start scrolling through some Reels and identify some faceless accounts posting within this niche. So the first one right here, Real Health School. As you can see, this is a completely faceless page with 1.9 million followers. It looks like they're posting every single day. So this page is alive and well. We can add this into our competitor list. Next, Blow Me, B-L-O-A-M-E. That's a crazy name, but this looks faceless as well. Let's take a look at some of the other reels. Looks great. All right, add that to the list. The Smoke Sips. This one does not look good. Yeah, this one does not look good. It doesn't look like it's really around the health niche. If you look at some of the content here, they're advertising drink products. So that's a no-go. This one's a personal brand. That's a no-go. Personal brand, personal brand, personal brand. This one looks like it's around health. Personal brand, personal brand, personal brand, personal brand. I'm gonna stop there, but you kind of get the point. I already found a couple pages that are in the space that are posting faceless content and that have a ton of followers and are getting a ton of views. Now we're gonna refer back to the pages that we just found, but let's talk about something extremely important here. And that's the doctor's approach behind every sale. When you're running your page, think of yourself as a doctor. Patients don't come in wanting medicine. They come because they're in pain and want it to stop. Meaning people don't buy products, they buy solutions to problems that keep them up at night. Write that down. You should be digging deep into their pain, whether it's being broke, out of shape, lonely, or stuck in any part of life, and then paint the dream of what's possible. So the question is, how do you actually position your product? Well, the product you sell becomes the bridge from the painful reality to their dream life. And again, whatever niche it is, we're learning through first principles here. Use emotions to sell. You have to understand your audience, understand their personal stories and create content that hits where it hurts. We can do a deep dive on some pages here soon, but what you'll understand is that they're creating content that really gets the audience emotionally engaged, whatever niche it is. And you also have to make your audience pick a side. And there's two sides, either staying stuck in their current situation or the other side, which is transforming into what they want to become. Every piece of content should make the audience think, holy shit, this person gets me. The best marketers understand their audience at such a deep level. It's insane. Okay, so just to summarize, because I want to make sure this video is in sequence. For this example, we picked the niche, which is health. We validated the market. We not only saw that there's demand, but we saw that there's people spending a ton of money in this niche. And we found a bunch of competitors. Here's an example. Now, with the doctor approach, you don't want to target the whole health niche. You don't want to target every single problem. And now there's a few reasons why you don't want to do that. And one of them is because of the Instagram algorithm. Now, Instagram's job is simple here. Once you post the content, it needs to make sure that it puts the content in front of the right audience. Now, if you're scattered and you talk about every single problem under health, Instagram's not really going to know where to push your content to. However, if you consistently post about one specific problem and one specific topic, Instagram's going to know exactly who to push that content to. And if you look at how the algorithm works, it works based off of retention, also known as average view duration, and it works based off of engagement. And naturally, if the right people see the content, they're going to watch it longer and they're going to engage with the video because it suits their needs. So you are actually doing yourself a disservice if you don't create content about one specific thing. Just to sum it up, if you're trying to sell to everybody, you're not going to sell to anybody. So let's take a look at this page, for example. Let's play one of their pieces of content.
The dark side of the cheerleading industry, nobody is allowed to talk about. I was a top NFL cheerleader for 5 years, and here's what we actually had to do to stay snatched and flawless all season. We couldn't wear bras with our uniforms, so to keep our boobs from sagging, we had to eat a bowl of chia seeds every night after dinner. It's packed with phytoestrogens that keep the girls perky. To stay snatched without starving ourselves, we all drank warm lemon water with cayenne pepper every single day. It sped up our metabolism, killed all sugar cravings, and absolutely melted stubborn belly fat. If you want the exact recipe we used, just comment cayenne and I'll send it to you. To fade stretch marks fast, we rubbed fresh aloe vera on our hips, thighs, and booty every night. It kept our skin soft, sped up healing, and made our legs look flawless in hot pants.
All right, so first things first, I don't know if you noticed, but this is actually not a real person. It's an AI avatar. Now, second, if you not only watch that piece of content, but you watch other pieces of content on this page, you'll notice that they're always attacking one specific problem. And that specific problem is gut health. Now, there are underlying issues of gut health that they're talking about. One of them is weight gain, another one is aging, and you'll see that sprinkled into their content here. And the video structure is also very simple. You have the engaging hook and visuals, and then you go into the value, and then there's a call to action somewhere in the video. In that video, she said, comment cayenne and I'll send you X. And what is X? It's actually the product that they're selling. And if you look at their bio and click this link right here, you'll see that they're selling bloating gummies. Well, de-bloating gummies. So again, they're building their page around one specific problem, and the solution to that problem is the product that they're selling. This is how you make money on Instagram, ladies and gentlemen. And in marketing, we call this concept audience intent, meaning if you want to sell something to somebody, you have to make sure you're getting the right somebody and you're putting your product in front of that person. The right person. Now, on top of that explanation, I'm also going to be giving you access to a few recordings from my private community for completely free. Enjoy. Back in the early 2000s, Google came out with SEO and just like the Google platform, right? So you could just type in, what you're looking for, and then they'll curate a list of websites that you can go to, right? And that was known as the .com boom era, where a bunch of sites came out, some of the earliest websites like Amazon, PayPal even, and they basically all leveraged Google to drive traffic because it was very cheap traffic, but it was also very high intent traffic. So the ROI was extremely high. And as more and more websites came up and people started to understand how to leverage SEO, it got more competitive and therefore more expensive. Then we go into the 2010s where, Facebook really was on the come up. They were growing extremely quickly and they launched their ad platform. During that era, Facebook was extremely cheap because not a lot of people knew how to properly advertise. And it was a bidding war. So the people with the most amount of money would usually outbid their competitors. And then now in 2020, 2025, 2030, this decade and probably next decade, everybody, the playing field is kind of evening out a little bit. And the reason why I say that is because it's really dependent on the quality of content that you're pushing out. So if you really want to understand how Facebook works, Facebook is not only a bidding system, but it also rewards you based off of the, content that you put on their platform. Because at the end of the day, they want you to push advertisements that benefit their users that are like native to the platform. And they will reward you for an advertisement with like a good hook rate, with good messaging, obviously something that's not spammy, and they will reward you. And so the better you get at content, the more you can basically make on Facebook ads. And that goes, it's the same thing for Instagram and for TikTok and for YouTube Shorts. These are just platforms where you're pushing organic content and, you're leveraging the algorithm to get you views. And so the reason why this is important is because businesses grow based off of, how they innovate, right? And so I gave you the example of the early 2000s because back then it was more so about SEO because that was like the new tech. 2010s like Facebook, right? And then now it's more so organic marketing. You have to be extremely good at content. And then also you could do paid ads in the future once you build a foundation with organic marketing. But there's no reason to go into paid ads until you figure out how to actually create really good content, because then you're just going to be losing out on money and you're going to be out competed, right? So I'm telling you all this because, the premise of what I'm saying is markets rarely die, but marketing strategies do, which will bring you into competitor research in a second. But really think about that. Like, I don't care if my competitor did, a couple $1 million last year because the landscape changes, especially with marketing, changes very quickly. If they're not making double that this year, or if they're not on track to making double that this year, maybe triple that, I'm not even going to look at them as a competitor because they've innovated last year, but it doesn't seem like they're growing this year. So what you have to do is you have to constantly look at all of your competitors and see which ones are growing the fastest and which ones are innovating the most. And it's extremely important that you do that. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind. Now, you obviously want to innovate yourself at the same time as looking at all your competitors, but it's best to piggyback on your competitors and try to innovate on top of their innovation, if that makes sense. So always look at your competitors, and always find new competitors. Like, this is something that doesn't take a long time to do. You can do it for like 10 minutes a day or like 30 minutes one day of the week. And it's something that's going to, help you long term, because like literally like every single day I'm funnel hacking one of my competitors. Something pops up on my page, I'm taking a look, and I'm like, in a couple minutes I could see like generally how fast they're growing, how much they're making. It's like very simple, and it's a skill that you always want to strengthen. The market that you're in doesn't necessarily die, and we'll be able to verify that as well, but it's more so that the marketing strategies do die. So I'm going to go over that a little bit, and I'm going to go over growth hacks too, right? So each of us are in a niche, right? And that's our market. That's like the narrative that we're betting on. But I feel like what people don't focus enough on is finding trends within that narrative. So I'm going to show you an example of that in a second as well. But let's start with the markets, just so that we understand in a broad sense, like how we can verify that our market is on an uptrend. And then we can go into how to find actually micro trends within that market, and how like we've been using it to explode some of our pages and get viral content. So let me share my screen here. Someone just let me know when you guys see it. Okay, dope. So we're all in different markets. Some of us are in the motivational page and the manifestation space, and the personal branding space, and the make money online space. And all these markets are pretty massive markets. So let me just type in make money online, right? So the make money online space. Let me just do worldwide here. And I want to do this exercise. It's super important. So if we look at the past, 5 years, and if we even look deeper, in the past like decade, as you can see, there's a constant uptrend with the make money online space, which obviously by this chart, like we're in a really great narrative, right? But there's also a lot more competition coming in. So the question really is like, how can you beat out all of your competition? And generally that's through two different ways. Number one is to, innovate on your top competitors' content. So being able to look at what they're doing and also innovate on top of that. Now, the best way to do that is obviously to understand content at a deep level and the components of content. That way you can, over time, look at your competitors' content and say, okay, I could innovate on this style of content like this, right? But a second way, which isn't, it's not as like evergreen. It's not something that you can do every day, but it's something that you want to look out for, right? And that's something that I like to call, micro trends, right? So if you're making content and selling something within the make money online space, you should be very vigilant of what's actually happening in the market. And so I'll give you a couple examples. Like in the make money online space, there is, kids on, TikTok or YouTube or, Instagram, Twitter, making a shit ton of money doing like different things, for example, posting content. But whenever one of those kids are trending, for example, an OnlyFans model started trending. And I actually realized this, I think this was last week. I realized this because of Twitter, right? So I was just like, I scroll on Twitter like 5-10 minutes a day because Twitter is a great place to see what's actually trending, like what's going viral. And you can see on Twitter, like, even if you're in the crypto space and you look at meme coins, there are trends happening all the time and there's meme coins popping up all the time. It's very similar with our industry and posting content on Instagram. So I noticed this one chick was going viral. She's she's an OnlyFans model, but she was going like super viral because she basically came out and said that she made $40 million in the last 12 months. And everybody started posting about her. Let's see if we can, find something on the feed as an example. All right. I'm sorry if this is kind of, all right, this is kind of getting weird. But look, okay, so basically she's getting like millions and millions and millions of views, every single day by multiple accounts posting about her, talking about how she's making so much money and how crazy this is, right? So this is what I call a micro trend. So if we type her name in here, Sophie Rain, as you can see, look at the monthly volume, like pretty much non-existent, and then boom, massive spike. And we're still on an uptrend here. Like this is still somebody you can talk about in your content. Now, the way that you would do that is you'd basically, like for example, you guys all know my Instagram. I can put a hook of her in the first 3 seconds, and then I could say, this girl made $43 million last year, and kind of break down how she made that money and then tie it back to content. Because at the end of the day, all she did was post content on Twitter and on TikTok and on Instagram and funneled her audience into a product, which was her OnlyFans. Now, you can even go deeper and also think about like all of the micro trends in your industry in the past couple years as an exercise. So Andrew Tate was also a big one, right? Andrew Tate, look at that spike. This was 2022. People that hopped on this spike right here and then hopped on it again here, they're the ones that really capitalized on the Andrew Tate because they leveraged his likeness. They leveraged his likeness to grow their audience and basically take some of his audience and get them to follow like their page. And the reason why this works so well is because if you're scrolling on Instagram and you are, let's say you come across like Elon Musk or Trump or somebody that's very notable, Joe Rogan, maybe somebody that you're automatically going to watch that video longer, right? Because it is, it's somebody that's familiar to you and relevant to your life. And so with the platforms and how they work, this is a massive benefit because they reward you on average view duration and engagement. So if you kind of piggyback on the likeness of somebody else in the space that's trending, you're going to be able to hop on those trends and significantly grow your audience. So this is something that you should basically always be on the lookout for. So yeah, just to summarize that, in order to growth hack properly, you want to find trends within your narrative. And one of the best ways to do that is going on Twitter. You can also go on Reddit. You can go on a bunch of these platforms where basically like this type of content, as long as you train your algorithm a little bit, right? Follow the right people, engage with the right people, the algorithm will start showing you these things. And I've trained my Twitter algorithm and Instagram algorithm to find these trends. But Twitter is the best because it's like where the information comes fastest. Because if you think about like Instagram versus Twitter, Instagram, in order to post viral reels, like you have to spend possibly days crafting that video. But with Twitter, it's just like, it's just text. So you can get content out extremely quickly. So Twitter is one of the best platforms for finding trends within your narrative, within your niche. Okay, so now that you kind of understand the foundation, let's talk about account architecture. This is very important. Do not treat your profile like you're a 12-year-old on TikTok. You've got a split second to convince people you're worth their time and money. So the number one rule of creating your profile is do it quick. All the heavy lifting has been done in your research. Your profile can always be changed, so don't spend hours making the perfect profile. At the end of the day, if we don't focus on content, nobody's going to see it anyways. And it's crazy to me that people spend months perfecting their accounts. The problem is it's not the needle mover. You have to understand that. So please do not waste your time. And to optimize your bio for maximum clicks, just follow these 5 simple steps. Number 1, profile picture. Just have a clean logo. You don't have to use your face. If you want to use a face, you can even use an AI avatar. Don't have any stock images there. And you can even use Canva or ChatGPT to make a quick logo. Just type a prompt in. It's literally going to do it for you in like a minute. And if you don't know what to put for the logo, look at your competition. They're already making money. They've already optimized their page. Just take inspiration from there. Number 2, your username. Make it stupid obvious what you do. So include keywords within your niche for your Instagram name. Here are a couple examples. Learn ecom for the e-commerce space. Fitness for busy moms. It's pretty self-explanatory. Remote work coach. Also very self-explanatory. If people are confused on what you do, then they're going to leave. Think of it as if you were explaining it to a 5th grader. Keep it simple. Number 3, bio formula. Line 1, talk about the problem you solve. Line 2, prove you're legit by talking about what you help with or how you've helped other people. Again, if you don't have testimonials, don't worry, it's not a big deal. Number 3, tell them to DM you or tell them to follow you for more. That way we can either sell a product, or if you're working on building a following in the first place, just put follow for more, because we have to build an audience first. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to sell things at 10 followers. You got to build up your account, focus on content, blow up your account, develop that social proof, and you're going to have a ton of leads coming through. Number 4, link in bio, just have your affiliate link. And again, like I said earlier, do not worry about having the perfect product. You don't even need an affiliate link at the start. Oftentimes, I just recommend you have in your bio, follow for more, get people to follow you, and then work on content. Then you could test different products in your bio and see what converts the best. And then number 5, stop the perfectionism. You can do all of this in under 10 minutes. Just find someone killing it, copy their setup, tweak it, ship it, done. You win. There is no perfect. So we talked about building a profile. Now, what we're going to do is go deep into not only the profile, but actually the content, which is the most important part, because the content is what's going to get people into your page, into your community or ecosystem or whatever you want to call it. It's going to get people to follow you. And if you have no followers, you have no buyers. So we're going to go over a couple different pages. We're going to go over bad pages versus good pages. First things first, let's just take a look at the profile. Just to keep this video in sequence, we're going to look at the page we were just looking at. As you can see, the name, it has keywords in their space. Health. Pretty self-explanatory. Regarding the profile picture, we have a picture of a woman going grocery shopping. Again, that kind of signifies a healthy lifestyle. And it also builds trust because it has a person in the profile picture. Next, for the bio. Very simple. Line 1, there's a call to action for people to follow the page. Plus, it gives a little bit of information about what the page is about. Next, very simple call to action to the actual product. And in this case, the product is bloating gummies. Now, if you look at this page and this page, it follows a very similar format. Profile aside, what we're going to be looking a little bit deeper into is the actual content. Now, in order to identify good pages, you have to first understand what bad pages look like. And in my opinion, bad pages are pages that don't make money. There's this thing I always talk about, which is the girl in the red dress. She looks great. She's hot. She looks like you want to marry her, but then she has daddy issues. And so these are the competitors that we want to completely stay away from. Let's go into the first example, which is also in the health niche. It has 500,000 followers, but is it making money? So let's dive into 2 things here. We're going to dive into the content and then we're going to dive into the product. First things first, diving into the content, let's play a quick video here.
What the f***? Now that I have your attention, let's talk metabolism. That word you blame for looking like a fat piece of... Metabolism is just how your body turns McChickens into energy. When you eat, your body breaks carbs, fats, and proteins into fuel so you can walk, breathe, scroll TikTok, and secretly practice twerking in the mirror. I know you do it. A fast metabolism means you burn through calories quick, like your ex burns through excuses. A slow metabolism, you burn less, so extra calories stick around as fat storage on your Teletubby looking. Don't start crying yet.
All right, so we're going to stop the video there, but as you see, it's a very funny health approach. Now, the problem with this page is not the views that it's getting, because of course it has a ton of followers. It's getting viral videos constantly. And it only has 60 posts, which means it got 500,000 followers in just a couple months, if you account for posting once every day or once every 2 days. But the problem with this page is that the messaging in the content does not align with the product that it's actually selling. And as I mentioned before, this is one of the key things that we look for. Think about it like this: one page, one problem, one product. So the messaging in the content that you push out has to attract the one audience that is interested in purchasing the product, because at the end of the day, the product is just a solution to the problem that we're giving insight and value on in the actual videos itself. But don't take my word for it. Let's see how many people actually purchase the product. So let's click on the link in bio here, and what you'll see, 80 people purchased a $47 product. Let's pull out our handy dandy calculator. If we do the math here, 80 times $47 equals a whopping $3,700. Now, that's not bad, couple $1,000s. However, for a page that gets millions of views, possibly tens of millions of views a month, has 500,000 followers, $3,000 is nothing. You'll see soon how pages that are much smaller than this are making much more money. On average, a page with 100,000 followers can make over $10,000 a month. And you'll see that very soon. Next page I want to briefly take a look at is the women empowerment niche. Now, pages like these also make some money, but they don't make a lot of money. And that's because if you look at the content here, it's mostly meme style. Let's take a quick look. Now, as you can see, videos like this is creating a niche audience, women that are trying to get into business or just general women empowerment. And if you click on their link in bio, they're selling a make money online course. Now, they're probably making sales, but again, if you really look at the content, it's not really correlating and providing value connected to the product. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this page is making over $10,000 a month because we don't have that data, but I highly doubt it. And third, we have the motivation type of pages. Now, let's take a quick look at the content.
But no matter who you are, you're going to be disliked. Period. You might as well be disliked for being you than being somebody else. I think it is far better to be disliked for being who you are than loved for someone you're not. Yeah.
Garbage. I mean, it's cool insight, and they're also using a form of audience arbitrage, meaning that they're using notable figures in the business, mindset, motivation, discipline space in order to get views on their content, such as Alex Hormozy. But they're not making a lot of money. And you could see this because take a look at this. Their last post was February 15th, which was over 6 months ago, which means that they're probably not making money. Now, the way to monetize a page like this is probably through sponsored posts. And personal brands or just generally brands would probably pay between $50 and $100 per post on this page. And I know this because I personally wouldn't even pay more than $100 to be sponsored on this page because the quality of audience is very low and it's not niche down enough. Now, let's take a look at this page. Let's watch a piece of content real quick.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
You're doing a great job.
Aw, thank you.
Skipping this video is possibly the dumbest thing you could ever do. I'm gonna show you the exact strategy I do to make over $10,000 a month and how you can start printing at least $3,500 by next week. And no, this isn't dropshipping, SMMA, crypto, any of those other business models that gurus are trying to sell you. First, head over to wap.com and create an account for free. Click on content rewards and you'll see hundreds of creators paying you to clip up their content. Pick one that pays at least $3.50 per 1,000 views. For example, Bread Scales is paying up to $15,000 this month for anyone to clip up his content. Now, just literally recreate his viral videos and start getting paid. If you get only one video to 1 million views, that's $3,500 in profit. If you want to get started for free, follow and comment now, and I'll send the details over.
Let's comment. All jokes aside, this is a great video, and if you look at all of these videos on this page, it's providing actionable value. And not only that, if you look at the product they're selling, the product is directly correlated to the value in the video. You're almost pre-selling the audience into the product before they even know what the product is. And that makes selling on Instagram extremely easy. Now, I want to break down this video a little bit more just so you understand the components of content within this video that made it go viral. This video got over 1 million views. So let's break it down real quick. As you can see, you have about a 3 to 5 second hook. Now, this hook was already a viral video that was taken from the Instagram platform. Now, the reason why you sometimes want to use a viral hook that's already existing is because the hook is the most important part of your video. And if it went viral on Instagram once, then why not paste it at the front of your video? It's honestly a no-brainer. After this, you somehow connect the hook with the pre-value in the video. So as you can see, and by the way, this is not a real person. This is an AI avatar, so this page is still completely faceless. And I know this because this is actually a student in my community, and he's making between $1,000 to $2,000 a week right now. And again, if you look at his followers, he only has 19 or 20,000 followers right now. So if he had 100,000 followers, he would be making almost $10,000 a month. Anyways, back to the video, we have the pre-value. Skipping this video is possibly the dumbest thing you could ever do. So that encourages the audience to keep watching because again, the Instagram algorithm works under retention, meaning we want to keep people watching and keep people engaged. Now he's saying, this is the exact strategy I do to make over $10,000 a month and how you can start printing at least $3,500 by next week. Again, this is encouraging people to keep watching because there's some sort of anticipated value in the video. This isn't dropshipping, SMMA, crypto, or any of those other business models that gurus are trying to sell you. And now he's talking about how this is different than all those other business models that people have seen. Again, encouraging them to watch the video longer. Then he goes over the actual steps. First, go to wap.com, create an account for free, click on content rewards, and you'll see hundreds of creators paying you to clip up their content. He's showing the exact step-by-step method on how to actually make money online with content, which is what this page is about. And then after the steps, he also has a call to action at the end of the video. And the call to action is basically telling people to comment a keyword in order to get the full training. And the training is also connected to the product. Telling people to comment a keyword is so crucially important because that also boosts the engagement on the video. Again, if you want to hack the algorithm, you have to focus on retention and engagement. I already spoke about retention, but now we're boosting engagement. Plus, if the video is valuable enough, people will also want to share it to a friend or save the video. And that's exactly why this video got 1.2 million views and made thousands of dollars. Now, the third page I want to show you, which is actually Bo's page, I spoke about him earlier in the training, is Accurate Thought. Now, he's currently making over $15,000 every single month with this page. Now, this page is in the manifestation niche, and if you go on Google Trends, you'll see manifestation is in demand and tons of people are spending money on it every single year. I'm not going to go too deep into this page because everything I said before kind of ties into this, but what you'll see if you watch the content is that every single piece of content talks about manifestation, law of attraction, and how to implement it into your life. Videos like these of Esther Hicks and Bob Proctor are a form of audience arbitrage as well, meaning we use their likeness on our page to boost the algorithm. Because think about it like this. If you see a Jeff Bezos or a Elon Musk or let's say even Taylor Swift on your For You page and you already know and like this person, you're going to watch the video for longer. So that plays into the whole algorithm, retention and engagement. And lastly, if we click the link in their bio, what we'll see is they're selling a product that directly correlates with the content that's already on their page. So this is extremely important. Think of content as the pillar of your page. Your content brings in the audience and your job is to make sure the content and the messaging in the content directly correlates with the product that you're selling. And that's how you print money on Instagram. Now, I also told you I would show Connor's page, which is another student that is making between $10,000 and $20,000 per month consistently. He started earlier this year knowing nothing, and within 90 days, he hit his first $10,000 month. Let's take a look at his page real quick. And again, he started this page completely faceless, but then he turned it into a personal brand because he wanted to teach other people how he did what he did. This page is very, very similar to @OnlyEthan, the AI avatar page I showed you earlier. And what you'll even notice is the scripts are exactly the same. So they're basically using the same script, very similar visuals, music, packaging, everything, and they're both going viral. Because if it goes viral once, it'll go viral again. Now, this ties into everything I've been talking about in this training. So I hope you understand how the game is played right now. Now that you understand how to actually make money with the page, let's talk about picking the right product. Now, again, earlier in the training, I mentioned don't worry about picking the perfect product, but making sure you pick a specific problem. Now, the health page we were looking at earlier picked gut health as the specific problem. Now, if you go on Google Trends, you'll see that gut health is trending at an all-time high. And the product they picked is an Amazon product that they're actually affiliating for. So if you wanted to jump into the health niche, what you can do is figure out what products are doing well in the gut health space. All you have to do for that is type in gut health on Google or gut health products on ChatGPT. It'll literally show you the top products because there's a reason why they're on the top of the Google search or ChatGPT is mentioning them to to you because these are the products that are selling the best. So let's type in gut health on Google real quick. Click on the shopping tab right here, and what you'll see is a bunch of products. Let's click on this one right here, and now you have a gut health product. Again, you can do your own research on this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom of this page, and what you'll often see with a bunch of stores is that you can actually grab an affiliate link. So click refer a friend right here, and then all you have to do is fill out this form to get access to the affiliate program. Now, some brands pay 10%, some 20%, some 30%. I recommend trying to go for the highest percentage. And oftentimes with health products too, you'll see that people actually subscribe to get monthly packages to their doorstep. And some brands even offer you monthly recurring commission if the customer that you referred subscribes. This is an insane opportunity to stack bread and not have to actually get new customers. You just make money off of reoccurring customers. I personally know people that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month with this. Now, I'm also going to show you how to actually find make money online type of products. So WAP is basically a marketplace that hosts thousands of different products in the make money online space. So you have trading, sports betting, reselling, e-commerce, real estate, personal development, personal finance, pretty much anything you could think of. Now, if you wanted to target the problem, make money online with content, all you have to do is type in content right here. And you'll see a bunch of products that pop up. Heck, even I'm right there. And you can click on these products, scroll all the way down, and sign up as an affiliate. Now, this one only pays 5%. Would not do this one. Let's even type in creator. And what you'll see here is a bunch of products. A lot of them have really great ratings. Let's click on this one right here and then scroll down on this page, and you'll see there's a 90% reward, 90% affiliate commission for selling this product. All you have to do is click here, click become an affiliate, and you'll get your affiliate link immediately. And that way you can start selling and get 90% of the revenue, which is insane. In seconds, you have a product linked in your bio. You didn't have to create it. All you have to do is create content that attracts the right people, and those people will buy because, again, it's a solution to the problem that they have. Now, that's one way to monetize your page, and there are other ways as well. The second way you can monetize is through sponsored posts. And essentially the way that sponsored posts work is brands will reach out to your page once your following is big enough. If you have an audience of 100,000 people, brands will be willing to pay you between $500 and $1,000 per post. And I know this because, again, I've done this countless times. There are months where my page had 100 or 150,000 followers, and I got paid up to $2,000 per post. And it really comes down to how well you negotiate to those brands that reach out to you. But understand this, brands will not reach out to you if you're small, and brands will also not reach out to you if your audience doesn't consist of the people that they want to attract. So again, it's super, super important that you make sure you have a dense audience that's high quality. And you do that through the content. Now, the third way you monetize is through something called paid for views, or in other words, content rewards. If you see my screen right here, you can join this community on WAP, click on content rewards, and you'll see hundreds of different opportunities. There are over 700 campaigns that are live that pay you just for views. Now, these work in different niches as well. For example, if you're in the make money online niche, you'll see that there's a bunch of companies out here, such as software companies, that will pay you for mentioning them in your content. That way, instead of just mentioning them for free, you're actually going to get paid for mentioning them. And they pay you between $1 to $5 per 1,000 views. The way that you can access these is, again, look at my screen right now, click on one of the opportunities, then you're going to be able to click join on the top right here, create content, and submit that content into the portal. I wouldn't be telling you to do this if I didn't do it myself, so take a look at my dashboard here. As you can see, for these videos, I got paid up to $3.50 per 1,000 views. 100,000 views, $370. 360,000 views, $600. I even got a video to over 1 million views and got paid $2,000 for that one video. Now, unfortunately, there was a cap on how much I could make, but if there was no cap, I would have made over $6,000, which is insane. And these videos take me like 30 minutes to make, not even. So depending on what niche you choose, there's a bunch of opportunities in here that you can capitalize on. But understand this, if you are not good at content, you're not going to get views. And if you're not going to get views, you're not going to get paid. So the proof is in the pudding. You can literally see how many views you need to make $10,000 a month. It's never been simpler. And I've been in this space for 5 years. This was not around when I started. if it was, I'd be a lot richer than I am now. Now let's go back to affiliating for a product because that is the main way we monetize our pages. Here's how this works, and it's very simple. Number one, Instagram. They click your profile from your content. Number two, you're gonna have an affiliate link linked in your bio. Now, I generally always recommend to have only one link because if you have multiple links and multiple products, people aren't gonna really know what to purchase. Having multiple links might create some analysis paralysis with your audience. So again, one problem, one product. That's going to reduce friction in the buying process and the decision-making process. Once people purchase this, there's going to be money that comes into your bank account. It's as simple as that. So here's what actually matters. You have to make buying brain dead simple. There's one reason people should be on your account, and there's one product for them. One click, one purchase, job done. If your buying process or checkout has more steps than getting McDonald's, you're doing it wrong. Keep it simple, stupid. Now, there's also some other hacks for you to maximize the amount of sales that you get. I'm gonna briefly go over this. So there's obviously the link funnel where people click the link in your bio, but there's also the DM funnel. So I went over that piece of content earlier in this video on Ethan's page, and what you saw is that he told people to comment a certain keyword and he would send them a link to a training. And so that's the tripwire. People click that link and then they get directed towards the product. And we do this through ManyChat. So when someone comments a keyword, we automatically send a DM to that person. This is what my ManyChat looks like. As you can see, some of my videos get thousands of comments. You see this one has 3,000 comments, 3,800, 500, 400. Let's click on this one for example. As you can see, when someone comments a keyword, and this is on my personal brand page, they comment WAP and I send them a link directly to a product. Now, if they don't click that link or if they forgot about the message, an hour later, I have a follow-up. And then an hour after that, another follow-up. The point here is to get as many touch points to that product as possible. Because oftentimes what happens is people's attention spans are so low nowadays, they forgot why they watched the video in the first place. So you have to make sure that you increase the amount of touch points. And you can do that through DMs, you can do that through stories, you can do that through highlights. The key here is nobody's gonna buy the first time they see the product. So you have to make sure you're constantly providing them value and you're constantly reminding them of the product. You're reminding them why they watched your video, followed your page, or just liked your page in the first place because you are talking about a problem that they want to solve in their life. And so think of your Instagram page as this ecosystem where you can constantly retarget your followers. You can retarget them through more reels. You can retarget them through feed posts, through stories, through highlights, through DMs. You're constantly increasing that frequency, the amount of touch points where they see your product. And if you increase that, then they're gonna consider buying your product more and more every day. And so the lesson here is that you own the followers on your page. You own that community. So if you want to make more sales, just post more. Let me expose myself here real quick. So on my page, obviously I have a community teaching people how to make money on Instagram. That's my personal brand. That's what I teach. That's what I know best. And I also post reels to hit my existing audience to remind them why they're here and how I can help. And then I post stories to retarget people into my products and also build relationships with them. Then I have highlights of all our student results. And there's hundreds of them. Take a look at this. Look at how many results there are. It's absolutely insane. It's like I'm overwhelming people with results. And then I have some Q&As, some life stuff, and a challenge that I did last year. And then I have my feed posts, and these are mostly carousel posts. These are posts that give my audience a little bit more information and some value on how I do what I do. And more importantly, how they can do what I do. Now, if you go through this, you'll see a bunch of really solid information, and then at the end, there's gonna be a call to action. And that call to action pushes them to my products. And then of course, I already showed you ManyChat. Now the point here is you can copy exactly what I'm doing for your pages. This is exactly what we do for all of the faceless pages we have. I test what works and I give it to you guys. That way you can leverage my time instead of making a ton of mistakes by yourself. Okay, so for the editing part, I am not gonna leave you empty-handed. I am actually gonna play a video editing tutorial created by Chaso for the health niche. Enjoy.
In today's module, we're gonna be going through this faceless style of content that's currently going viral and working extremely well for a ton of creators in the health niche. I don't have a name for it just yet, but if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to let us know. But essentially, I'm gonna be going through how to actually recreate this style of content. It is super easy to do, and I'm gonna show you guys in this module how to actually go about it, so you guys can start creating this type of content and start printing money. Now, I'm gonna play the video for you guys real quick so you guys can see what the style is.
My dad cheated on my mom 6 months ago and divorced her out of nowhere. He told her it wasn't just the looks, but that she had already felt dead in bed for months. So I made it my mission to make her look 15 years younger and make him regret every word he said to her. This is how she looked when we started. She was heartbroken, low on confidence, and nothing seemed to help her get back up. So I knew I had to get to work fast so she wouldn't stay depressed. I started by giving her a bowl of kiwis every morning. They are packed with potassium, which tightened her skin and depuffed her face. 2 weeks in, we saw the first results, but we were still far from done. For her fupa and stubborn love handles, I made her this lemon balm tea every evening. She started losing 20 pounds a month because of it without doing any cardio. If you want the recipe, comment tea, and I'll send it to you. To bring her dry, thinning hair back to life, I had her use Batana oil 3 times a week. It completely revived her hair's texture, shine, and volume. By the end of month 2, she already looked 15 years younger, but there was still so much more we could do. It wasn't until she started taking these D-bloat gummies that the real transformation began. They improved her gut health, which made her tummy appear way flatter, cleared up her skin, and even gave her a huge boost in metabolism. She completely transformed within 1 month of taking them. I have put the Amazon link in my bio if you're interested in trying them as well. And after a few months of hard work, she finally felt like herself again and has never looked more confident or happy. Now tell me, looking at her today, would you ever guess what she's been through?
Now that you guys have seen the video, I'm going to explain why I think this style works so well. One, if you notice in the hook of the video, it is very controversial. Typically with videos that go viral in this space, I notice a lot of times they're extremely controversial. They say super absurd things that when somebody's scrolling on their algorithm and they come across one of these videos, it kind of just makes them pause and kind of makes them a little bit curious to see what the video is about, because a lot of times content nowadays is not very controversial and it's very restricted, I would say. So this style plays a lot into that controversial aspect. And another reason why I think this style works so well is because it feels very natural and very authentic to the creator. A lot of times when I think people watch this type of content, they think it's a real person talking about some sort of story and kind of showing their experience with some sort of situation, which is why I think it performs so well and gets the views that it gets. So obviously you don't have to show your face with this style. We're going to be using AI tools to actually create the avatar, to actually create the images in the videos itself, which is exactly what these big pages are doing as well, but they do it in a way where it feels very natural and authentic to where it doesn't feel like an avatar. So yeah guys, now I'm going to switch over to the computer screen and show you guys exactly how to get started with this particular style. Alright guys, so as you can see right here, this is one of the biggest pages in this space and they have around almost 1 million followers, which is kind of crazy if you really think about it, because a lot of times pages that make money online or create content, they don't have so many followers. So this page is almost at 1 million followers, which is insane because they're fully running it with an AI avatar, and you can tell 100% that is what they're doing, because if you even look generally at these thumbnails of these videos, they have different avatars for different videos, which is just insane. So first thing I'm gonna do before I get into the actual process of creating this type of content, I'm actually just gonna sort this creator's videos from most to least viral. I use this tool called Sort Feed. It's on the Google Chrome store. I believe they actually do charge a fee to use this tool. You guys don't need to use this. You can literally just scroll through and just look at the views that these videos get. For example, this video right here is a viral video in comparison to the rest of the videos. As you can see, it got 2 million views. They're averaging about 100,000 views, maybe 200,000 views per video, sometimes less, sometimes more. But this video is an outlier. And typically the rule that I follow when it comes to determining if a video is viral is seeing how many views a video got in comparison to their followers. So they have about 975,000 followers. The rule that I follow is the video has to have at least 3 to 5 times the amount of views compared to their followers. I will say this isn't really a fixed rule. It really just comes down to looking at the outliers in their content as well. So like you can kind of bend the rule a bit. If you take a look, like they're averaging around 100,000 views per video, and this video got 2 million views. So clearly this is an outlier in comparison to the rest of the videos that they have. If we even scroll down a little bit more, you can see these videos got 100,000, 100,000, 200,000, and they're getting less than 100,000 here. But I'm assuming they have another with millions of views, like this one right here, 5 million views, 1.7 million views, 2.9 million views. So clearly the outliers on this page are anything that's in the millions of views. So I'm just gonna make it easier for myself and just use this tool to sort their videos. I'm just gonna sort their videos from mostly viral. If you guys want to use this tool as well and you decide to invest into it, essentially the way that you use it is just by pressing this little button right here and then deciding how many videos you want to sort it by. So I'm just gonna do 50 just to see their more recent videos, and then I'm just gonna press views. Now just let the tool work its magic. Okay, perfect. We see this video got 5.3 million views. This one at 2.9, 2.3, 2.2. I'm actually gonna recreate this particular video. I would have recreated this one, but I just don't want to recreate it only for the fact that it's a bit vulgar. If you listen to the hook of this video on this page, you'll see kind of what I mean. But I'm just gonna do this video in particular. So let me just open that up. Okay, let's just take a look at the video real quick.
My dad cheated on my mom 6 months ago and divorced her out of nowhere. He told her it wasn't just the looks, but that she had already felt dead in bed for months. So I made it my mission to make her look 15 years younger and make him regret every...
Okay, so you guys have already seen this video, obviously when I showed it at the start of this module. Before we even get into the process of creating the content, the first step is actually taking the most viral videos from this page. We're gonna take the scripts of each of these videos and put it into ChatGPT, so we kind of have our own little personal AI script writer. So what I'm gonna do is just open up these videos in another tab. So I'll open up this one, I already have this one open, another one, it's 4 videos, 5, 6, 7, and I'll probably just leave these videos out since they didn't get as many views. And I'm going to open up another competitor from their page. And an easy way to find other competitors, most times, I would say, is just by going through their following and seeing what pages this page follows. So another one I see has 200,000 followers and it's in the same style. So I'm going to open up this one. And I'm going to repeat the process, organize their most, I'm just going to organize their videos for most least viral again. Okay, so it seems like this page doesn't have too many viral videos. What I will do is I'll just go back to this main page right here, refresh it, and then I'll organize their videos for most least viral by last 100 items. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, so now that I've organized it by the last 100 videos, you can see there's a ton more videos that they've had that have went viral in the past, I would say 6 months, 3 to 6 months. So I'll take this video now. I'll take this one as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So I would say if you guys are doing this process and you're going to train a ChatGPT log to write scripts for you, you should probably do more videos than 10. But just for the purpose of this module, I'm only going to start with 10 videos. The more scripts that you put into ChatGPT that have went viral, the better results that you will get from ChatGPT directly. And the thing that I want you guys to also know as well, ChatGPT is not perfect. Like it'll write a really good script, but you still have to make tweaks to the script and improve upon it. And if you give it more data, so more videos and more scripts from other videos from this page, the better the results will be. But I'm only gonna do 10, so I probably will have to adjust the script a bit, but that's fine. All right, so now I'm gonna open up this tool called Snap Insta, and then copy the link to the first video, paste it into this tool. Now I'm gonna download each video. I'm just gonna cut out this part of the process just because I don't want this module to be insanely long. So I'm gonna go through that real quick, download each video, and then I'll resume it back once I've downloaded each video. All right, so as you guys can see, I've now downloaded all 10 videos. What I'm gonna do to keep it organized is just put these videos into a folder. I'm just gonna title it example videos help niche just to keep it organized. Now the next step is to go to this website called Descript. The URL is descript.com. Sign into an account. I already have an account because I constantly use this tool. It's the best tool for getting scripts from viral videos or just videos in general. So now what you want to do is press new project right here and press video project. And what I'm going to do now is just drag and drop all these videos into Descript like this. You guys can also manually just upload each video one by one, but I find this is just way easier. You can just do it all in one if you just have it all in a folder. Now I'm just going to press done and let these videos transcribe and get the scripts. All right, so as you guys can see, now Descript has transcribed all 10 videos for me. And you can see each video is separately broken up with the little thumbnails right here. So these are each of the scripts. Now what I'm going to do is open up ChatGPT. For this style, you will need ChatGPT Pro because we're going to be using it to actually write the script and also generate all the images for us. Now, I want you guys to take this prompt right here and put it into your ChatGPT. Make sure your ChatGPT is enabled to ChatGPT 4.0. This is one of the better models that are currently out right now. So the prompt that we're going to be using for this new chat log is, the purpose of this chat log is to write viral scripts for me in the health niche. I will provide you with 10 scripts that have went viral in this niche, and your job is to break them down and understand exactly why these videos went viral and take those same elements and use them when writing new scripts. Here are the first 5 scripts. So the reason why I'm putting the first 5 scripts instead of putting all 10 at once, because I find with ChatGPT, when you start providing information to it, it's better to break it up into smaller groups before just providing it all as one, because I feel like a lot of times when you provide all of it at once, because it doesn't actually analyze every single script. So I'm going to provide the first 5 scripts to start with. If you guys even want to take it a step further, I would say provide each script one by one, just so it really takes the time to analyze each script. It does take a little bit longer, but if you're going to do this, this is going to be a chat log you're going to be using for the entire time of your account. So you might as well just put the extra 10 minutes into it to do that. But again, for the purpose of the module, I'm just going to start with the first 5 scripts just to make it a little bit quicker. So first thing I do is just go back to Descript and just double tap on the video thumbnail right here, just to grab the first script. And I'm going to break it up one by one as I paste it into these little brackets. So I just type out script 1, paste the first script there. Then I'll type out script 2, paste the second script there. Let's go back here, copy, paste, script 3, script 4, and now script 5. And I'll just enter that and wait for ChatGPT to analyze each script. So now you can start to understand exactly why this video went viral because ChatGPT breaks it down pretty well. So the first thing I mentioned is an emotional hook. Talks about cheating, heartbreak, aging, etc. Then it talks about a transformation journey, which I did notice each video does have that. And it's very important to have in the script because at some point in the script, you're going to insert your product in there as a solution to the after. And it's also important to know what product it is that you're going to push to your audience with this page before actually creating the scripts, because then you can just insert it into scripts and create the content around that. Then it talks about secret remedies and natural fixes, implied social proof and authority, cliffhanger call to actions, product placement that feels organic, and then controversial plus fast-paced tone. So now I'm going to put in the next 5 scripts. And to do that, I'm going to write out a quick prompt to tell ChatGPT to analyze the next 5 scripts. The prompt that I'm using is I have another 5 scripts that went viral that I want you to analyze. Here they are. And I'm just going to repeat the same process again. So I'm just going to cut this out of the module just to save some time. But I'm going to repeat that exact same process again with the next 5 scripts. All right, so it's now analyzed all 10 scripts. So again, it's important that you understand exactly what product it is that you're pushing before you go ahead and script out these videos. But I don't have a product in mind that I could push. So I'm just going to use one of the products that they have in one of the videos. I'll probably just take it from... I'm just going to take it from this particular video. I remember this video got a couple million views. And what I even recommend to you guys as well is pick a specific script from the 10 or 15 or 20 videos that you put into Descript and choose one of the more viral ones that you have in here to model as like your first script. Instead of spending so much time on the process of scripting out videos perfectly from the start, I'm assuming a lot of you guys are just starting out and you're going to be learning content in general throughout this process. So it's important that you don't spend too much time on the scripting process at the start. Just get comfortable with the actual content creation process at the start. And what I'll say is just maybe use the same hook and generally a similar value for the scripts that you're going to be creating for the first couple videos that you create, just so you're not spending so much time on perfecting the first script and you're doing it based on something that's already worked. So I'm going to actually use this particular video because I know this one went pretty viral. And I'm going to actually just tell ChatGPT to use this video in particular for the first script that I'm going to be doing to kind of model it off of. All right, so the prompt that I'm using for this to create the first script is I want you to model the first script off of this video, recreate the script in a way that's better, more to the point, and still use all the viral elements of the videos. Provide me with 10 controversial hooks that follow the same format as these videos to use for my script, along with the script itself. You guys don't have to follow these prompts to a T. I would say the way I like to think of ChatGPT is think of it as you're speaking to a human and you're providing them with a task to do, and you want them to perform the task to the best of their ability. So I also recommend you guys practice getting really good at prompting because it's going to be a crucial part to your journey on content. I probably have around 2 years of ChatGPT prompting experience, and that's a skill that I've developed over time, with just doing it, constantly practicing it, and using it whenever I'm writing scripts or just doing other tasks. So now what I'm going to do is just paste the script that I copied from Descript into here and let it generate a script for me. All right, so as you guys can see now, this is the final output of the first script. It's first come up with 10 controversial hooks that I'm going to use for my videos. I can just pick and choose between these 10 that they provided. I'll choose the best one that I like from here. And then it also provides me with the script right here. But what I'm going to do is actually first pick out a hook and then tell ChatGPT to change the structure of the format. Typically, the format I like to follow is it starts off with a hook, then it has value as all kind of one. So all this information will just be one, and then this will just be the call to action. I just find it's a lot easier to break it up into 3 rather than breaking it up into like multiple different sub headlines. So I'm going to look through the hooks and see which one I like the best. First one is, my dad cheated on my mom after 30 years because she stopped turning him on, so I made her look 20 years younger just to spite him. This is not a bad hook, honestly. This is a pretty good one. I probably would use this one, but let's see what the other ones are. My ex told me I'd never be desirable again after 40, so I proved him wrong with a 60-day glow-up that turned heads. That one's okay. It's not amazing. I think with this hook, turned heads just kind of comes across as gimmicky to me, and honestly, that's something that I just feel when I'm reading that script. I'm just thinking the perspective of a viewer. If I heard that, would that make me stop scrolling? Probably not. This first hook, though, I won't lie, like that would get me to stop scrolling and make me kind of curious to see the transformation and kind of what the story is behind it. My mom was done for a younger woman, so I helped her look better than any 20-year-old he could have dreamed of. This is not bad either. I like this better than the second one, but not better than the first one. He said she was used up and boring after menopause, so I made sure she aged in reverse to watch him regret it. I don't like this one. I feel like it's too specific. You could use specific hooks, but with this one, I feel like you need to generalize it a bit more. My dad left my mom for a 25-year-old, so I gave her a full transformation that made him feel old. He said she let herself go, so I helped her get hotter, leaner, and more confident than ever. She's 3 months. This one's not bad, but the thing is with this hook, it's not generalized enough. Like, who is he? You have to know who he is, and I like these hooks because it says my dad, right? So it gives context off rip to anyone that's just coming across the video, and that's something you guys should also keep in mind too with the hooks that you create. Always try to keep it as generalized as possible and as broadened as possible if you can. My mom cried herself to sleep every night after the divorce. Now she gets hit on more than I do. Here's how. This one's not bad, especially if you use like a daughter avatar and then show a picture of mom. It's not bad. He told her she was dead in bed. Now she glows like she's in her 20s and started dating again. It's okay. She was too depressed to leave her room. Okay, now I'm noticing with these ones, it's starting to get a bit too specific, which I don't like. Let's see number 10. My dad thought he could trade my mom in for someone younger, so I helped her look better than the girl he left her for. Honestly, out of all these hooks, I think I like number 1 the best again. So what I'm going to do is tell ChatGPT to take that first hook and rewrite the script, but also in a way where it's formulated as a hook, value, and call to action. I like hook number 1. Use that for the script, but restructure the script to only be hook, value, and so this is what I have so far for the prompt. But before I do that, I'm actually going to take a look at the script so I can give it some feedback as well on top of this prompt when I tell it to change the structure to see if there's anything that needs to be changed. So the script says, my dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years together. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I made it my mission to help her look 15 years younger and make him regret every word. Honestly, this isn't bad. Even this hook, I don't know if this was in the top 10 hooks here, but this one's actually a pretty good hook. Like, I like this one right here. I think this one actually modeled the original video that I provided it. So that's probably why it's a really good hook. Now, the setup, she was heartbroken, depressed, and barely left her bed. Nothing worked, so I got to work. Tip 1, puff reduction, skin tightening. Every morning I gave her a bowl of fresh kiwis. The potassium helped tighten her skin and depuff her face within 2 weeks. She already looked fresher and more awake. And I made her drink lemon balm tea every night. It helped her shed 20 pounds a month with 0 cardio. If you want the recipe, comment I'll DM it to you. Her hair was dry and thinning, so I had her use Batana oil 3 times a week. It completely transformed her hair, thicker, shinier, and way healthier. But the real transformation started with these deep bloat gummies that flattened her stomach, cleared her skin, boosted her metabolism, and made her feel light and more energetic. Out of the Amazon link in my bio if you want to try them too. Now, just 2 months later, she looks 15 years younger and walks with more confidence than ever. Tell me, would you ever guess what she's been through? Honestly, this script is pretty good. It's just because it modeled it off of that viral video. There isn't really much feedback I would give to it, but instead of saying use hook 1, I'll even just say use the same hook and restructure the script to be hook, value, call to action. Because I honestly do like this, so I'm just going to tell it to do that. So now, as you can see, it's restructured the script. Again, guys, it's important you know what product it is that you're using so you can insert it into the script. But for the purpose of the module, I just use the same one that they push in their video. So now I'm just going to open up a new Google document right here. Title this health content batch 1. I find organizing your content off rip when you start in the process of content creation helps you stay a lot more organized later down the line. You can refer back to these batches at any point later down the line. So it's important just to kind of write your documents as batches. So this would be batch 1 because it's the first video that we're creating. And now what I'm going to do is just copy the script from ChatGPT and put this into the document. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit and add little indents like this. You guys don't have to do this, but I do feel like I always need to kind of clean it up a bit. It just bothers me when I look at the script and it's not cleaned up. So you guys don't have to do this, but I just do it. Okay, perfect. All right, so now you can see the first script has been written out. I'm even just gonna title it script 1. And then as you write the rest of your scripts too, you can just do script 2, script 3, you can do script 2, script 3, and then just kind of add each script into here, and you can have a batch all in one document. And now what I'm going to do before I even get into the process of creating the video is I'm going to break each line into different images that we're going to have to generate with ChatGPT. So what I'll do is I'll even go back to the original video to see how they kind of broke it up a bit.
My dad cheated on my mom 6 months ago and divorced her out of nowhere. He told her it wasn't just the looks, but that she had already felt dead in bed for months. So I made it my mission to make her look 15 years younger and make him regret every word he said to her.
Okay, so it seems like for the hook, they just use that one image, and it's an image of the mom and the dad. So what I'll do is, just to kind of keep it a bit clean, I'll just add a comment instead. So I'll put this back, and then the comment will be what the image is. Image of mom and dad happily sitting at a restaurant. Happily sitting at a restaurant with the dad's hand over the mom, and they're looking at the camera. And be as specific as possible, because when we start generating the images, this will come clutch. So the next part of the video,
this is how she looked when we started. She was heartbroken, low on confidence.
she shows the before, and I realized ChatGPT didn't add that in, so I'll just even add that same line in. This is what she looked like before. She was heartbroken, depressed. She's heartbroken and depressed. This is, and then I'll even add in the after transformation. This is what she looks like now. 20 pounds lighter, feeling better than ever. Okay, so now for this line, show a before image of the mom looking depressed. Close view angle. And then the next line, every morning she ate a bowl of kiwis. The potassium helped her tighten her skin and depuff her face. And I'll even remove this results shown in just 2 weeks, just because we're going to show the result at the end anyways. Add another comment here. Show a bowl of kiwis. Show a bowl of kiwis. I don't know why I spelled kiwis wrong. At night, she drank lemon balm tea and started losing 20 pounds a month without doing a single minute of cardio. For this, I'll do showing a close-up image of lemon balm tea. For this line, I'll just do show an image of the mom's hair from a back view where the hair looks super thin. And I'll remove the, or actually no, we can keep this. And then the second last or third last thing. Sorry, let me remove that. Now I'll even add an image for this. Show an image of deep bloat gummies in the hand. You guys can be as creative as possible. Like, try to think of unique images that you could show on the video. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same ones that they show in the video itself, but you can use those as like a reference point to kind of create these images. And then for this last line, show an after image, the mom looking 20 pounds lighter, super happy, in a close-up angle. And I'm gonna see what they did for the call to action.
And nothing seemed both. Link in my bio if you're interested in trying them as well. And after a few months of hard work, she finally felt like her.
Okay, so she showed a picture of the mom. I'm going to actually just reduce the call to action to one line. So now the last image I'll do right here is just showing an image of lemon balm tea in the packaging sitting on a table. All right, so as you guys can see now, we have each line broken up into different images, which is perfect. The next step is to open up HeyGen.com. You guys will actually need to get a HeyGen subscription to actually generate the talking avatar, which I highly recommend as well to get. But first you want to do is press on avatars right here, then filter it by UGC. And now you'll see a ton of different avatars that you could potentially use. And I'm going to actually just use a female just because I noticed that in their videos, their most viral ones have typically been with a female avatar. So I'm just going to go through and see which one I could potentially use. Okay, I think I'm going to use this one right here because it looks the most like natural. Or they all look pretty good, but this one just looks really natural to me. So open up this one. And now this is the avatar I'm going to be using. Now we're going to open up 11 labs right here to actually generate the AI voice for reading the script that we created. Now guys, to actually choose the voices that you could use, just press on voices right here after you've signed up. Now you'll see a bunch of different voices right here that you could potentially use. I'm just going to press filters right here to kind of filter it out. And I'm going to filter it by female. And I'll even filter by young for age. And then I'm going to filter also by the category of conversational because you want it to be very natural and authentic. We could also do social media as well, and then press apply filters. And now we can start to listen to each voice and see which one that we want to use. I'm just going to try to choose a voice that I feel like matches with this particular avatar. This is obviously subjective, like any voice could really match her. She doesn't necessarily have to have one voice, but I'm just going to see what I feel like her voice would sound like.
अरे नहीं यार, कोई बात.
If you want to play the audios of the voices, just press on this little image right here.
Una voz juvenil, fresca y natural para tus. Dale vida a tu proyecto con mi voz.
तुम्हारे साथ बातें करना कितना सुकून। क्या हाल है? चाय का कप उठाओ।
So like, I guess for me, the main thing is like, I don't understand why people.
And here's the kicker. I found a secret recipe.
Running with a dog makes exercises.
Gracias por comunicar. The rhythmic waves and soaring.
They say behind every great man is a great woman, but let's be honest. I'm usually 3 steps ahead.
क्या हाल? Running with a dog makes exercises joy.
So like, I guess for me, the main thing is like, I don't understand why people have.
क्या हाल है?
So like,
okay, so I found this voice called Fiona, and I feel like it sounds really natural, and I could kind of see this voice fitting this particular avatar. So I'm just gonna play it for you guys real quick.
I guess for me, the main thing is like, I don't understand why people.
As you can hear, it sounds really natural. So now what I'm gonna do is just press on this little plus button right here to add it to my voices, and then just press on use voice in the same place. Now guys, just go back to your document right here and just copy your script and then paste it into 11 labs like this. And just make sure to remove the formatting and just keep it a script only. So I'm gonna remove the hook, the value, and just make it where it's like line by line, side by side, okay? All right, so now that we have the script pasted into here, for the settings right here, I would just say play around with it a bit. I'm gonna increase the speed slightly to maybe 1.5. Stability, I think I'll keep it right here. Maybe I'll put it to 20. And then similarity, I'll do 75%, and style exaggeration, 45%. And I'm probably gonna have to play around with it a little bit more. Also, make sure to press on 11 multilingual V2. And then I'm probably gonna have to generate this a couple times over just to make sure it sounds good. But I'm sure press generate speech right here to see what it sounds like.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years young.
I feel like it sounds a bit too monotone. So what I'm gonna do is increase the style exaggeration. I'll put it to 50, just because that's what's recommended here. And then stability, I'll probably just bring it up to 30%. Let's see what that sounds like, regenerated.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years.
Okay, I think this is low-key worse. I'm just gonna bring this down again. Stability, probably put it to like 18. Let's see if I can bring the style exaggeration down a bit more.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she...
This is why it's important to keep playing around with it, guys, because you're not gonna get the perfect result most times off rip. So it's just something you gotta just do.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was...
Okay, I think I've almost got it. It just needs to sound a little bit more natural, I would say.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger, just to make him regret it. This is what she looked like before. She was heartbroken and depressed. My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger, just to make him regret it. This is what she looked like before. She was heartbroken. My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it. This is what she looked like before. My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it.
All right, so settings I've finally come to is the speed at 1.08, stability at 25, similarity at 55%, and then exaggeration at 44%. I don't recommend you guys use the same voice. Like, you guys should definitely play around with the voice and see what other options they have on here, just so we're not all creating the same content. But this one sounds the most natural to me, I would say. It could probably be a little bit more natural, but it's fine how it is right now. I'm gonna play it for you guys so you guys can hear.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it.
I think the voice in particular also is generally monotone, so like it doesn't help that the voice is monotone because it kind of just makes it sound a little bit dead. But I think these settings are fine. Now what I'm gonna do is I just press on this little download button right here to download the voice. So now what you gotta do is just go back to HeyGen right here and then press upload audio under add script on your avatar. So now I'm just gonna grab and drop this right into this little button right here. Give it a second to upload. Now the voice is combined with the avatar's image, we're gonna press submit to actually get the video of the avatar talking. So title this script 1, health niche, and then just press submit right here. And I'll give it a little bit of time to actually generate the AI avatar where it's talking. All right, guys, so as you can see, the video has now generated. Just make sure you always press refresh on HeyGen because if you don't refresh it, it'll just say 0% the entire time, when in reality, the video could just be done in like minutes. So I'm gonna open this up and just see what it turned out to look like. Let's see what the result is.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it. This is what she looked like before. She was heartbroken and depressed. Every morning she ate a bowl of kiwis. The potassium helped tighten her skin and
All All right, so it looks pretty good. I would say like maybe I'm thinking about it now in terms of editing, maybe using a different avatar where their hand isn't behind their head. I thought they would maybe move that, but it's honestly fine how it is. What I'm gonna do now is just press on download to actually download the clip of the avatar. So I'm just gonna press download. Okay, so now that we have the video downloaded, before we get into the editing process, what I'm gonna do is open up a new ChatGPT log, and this chat log is specifically for generating images. So let's go back to our document right here. We have all the images kind of laid out. So the first image that we got to generate is an image of a mom and dad happily sitting at a restaurant with the dad's hand over the mom and they're looking at the camera. So what I'm gonna do is tell ChatGPT to actually generate this image. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just copy this comment from the document and then put this into ChatGPT and then create a prompt around that. I'm just gonna tell it to generate an image of a mom and dad happily sitting at a restaurant with the dad's hand over the mom and they're looking at the camera. Since the avatar is Caucasian, I'm just gonna tell it to make sure the mom and dad are also Caucasian. They should be Caucasian. You can add more details to it if you want, but I'm just gonna see what it generates based off this. Before I do that, I'm just gonna press on the little tools button right here and then press create an image. And then now I'm just gonna press enter and let's just see what it generates. All right, so this is the image that I generated and this is not bad, but what I will say is it does look a little bit like AI. So I'll tell it to make it look more realistic and natural, like this is like humans taking a picture in real life. Let's see what that generates. All right, so I generated this image right here, but I said it still looks like AI, and now it generated this image, which looks good. So now what I'm gonna do is just download this image, and then I'm gonna open it up, and just to keep it organized, I'm just gonna title it image for hook, and then put it into this folder where I have the video saved, but also I'm gonna save all the images in here. So I'm just gonna put it into there, go back, generate this next image. So the next one is a before image of the mom. I'm just gonna paste that into there. I'm just gonna say, show a before image of the mom looking depressed, close view angle, where she's also a little bit chubbier, let's just say. Let's just see what that generates. All right, so I generated this image of the mom, which is perfect. Honestly, I'm just gonna download this one and then open it up again. I'm just gonna say first image of value, put this into the same folder, go back, generate the next image. So it's a bowl of kiwis. Generate an image of a bowl of kiwis up close in a white hand, I'll just say. Or while this is generating the image, I'm gonna actually just go ahead and just put in the prompt for the next one so we can save some time. Okay, now I'm just gonna generate the next image and download this one. Download, repeat the same process. And now I'm just going to literally rinse and repeat this process for the rest of the comments as well. I'm just going to cut this out of the module so we don't waste too much time here. All right, so as you guys can see, all the images have now been generated. So we have, I think, around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 images for the video. Now the next step is actually creating the video itself. And for this, we got to open up CapCut. If you guys don't already have it, I'll show you how to download it real quick. If you're on desktop or a PC, you got to search up CapCut, download on Google, and press this first link right here, and press download for free. If you're on a Mac, you got to open up your app store and then search up CapCut right here, and download the first app right here, which is CapCut, and then just press on open. Now, once you're in here, just press on new project right here, and then press import to load all the images and videos that we've generated up this point into the actual file. I'm just going to press import on this folder. This is why it's important to have everything organized, guys, because I can just import this one folder right here and it'll have everything that I need rather than having to manually select each video and each image that I created and import it one by one into here. So now I'm just going to actually load up the video. I'm just going to open this folder and I see this video right here. I'm just going to drag this into our timeline right here. And I'm just going to go to the images and I'll import the images in a second. But first thing I want to do before I even import the images is select on this avatar right here. Press on the video tab, which should automatically already be open. Press remove VG and then press auto removal. This is a pro feature, guys, which you will need CapCut Pro for. I believe it's around $20 a month. I think it's around the same amount as ChatGPT. But this is definitely a mandatory buy that you guys definitely need to get because CapCut has a lot of features that you can use. And you can edit the most high-quality videos on here, but all the features nowadays typically require Pro. So this is why you need Pro. So as you can see, guys, the background has not been removed from the avatar. Now what we're going to do is go back to our document here and just see which images we need to lay out first. When I was downloading each image, guys, I actually titled it one by one for what the first image, second image, third image of the value would be. So as you can see, I have all the images kind of already organized here. But the first image of the video is this one right here of the couple. And I'm just going to lay that into there. I'm going to open up the folder and just lay out each image one by one now. So now that we have all our images laid out here, so now what I'm going to do is just hide this track right here with all the images just because we're going to first cut up the video and make it flow very seamlessly before we start adding the images in. So I'm just going to go through and just cut up the video and cut out any pauses that I see throughout the avatar speaking that I feel like doesn't feel natural or I feel like it's too long of a pause. So I'm just going to play this and let's just see kind of what we need to cut out.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed, so I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it.
So there's pauses right here in the first segment, and you can tell if there's a pause, obviously, by playing the video. But also, if you want to see without having to play the video, you get to see the audio right here. These little lines right here are the audio, and anything where there isn't an audio playing, so right here, you can see there's like an empty space, that's a pause. So I'm just going to see, honestly, how it flows if I just cut out this pause right here. I felt like it did flow naturally even with this little pause, but I'm just going to see kind of how it flows. If it flows better, I'll keep it. If it doesn't, I'll just kind of add that pause back in there. So I'm just going to delete this. The way you're able to cut on CapCut is just by pressing B to open up the blade tool, or you can go right here and then press on the split tool right here. And then wherever you want to cut it, just select it. So I'll cut it right here because I see that the audio kind of ends right there. And I'll go to where the next audio starts, which is right here. I'll cut that. Then I'll press A to open up the select tool, and I'll select on this clip, and I'll cut it. And it should automatically close the gap right there. Let's just see how that flows.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was...
Okay, so I feel like it's less natural now. I'm just going to see if I can add in a little bit of a pause. And the way to do that is just by selecting on the clip where you cut it, the second clip at least, and then just dragging the start of the clip a little bit out. I drag it by one just to add a little bit of a pause. Let's see how that flows.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring...
I'm going to add a pause on the first clip as well to see if it makes it flow a little bit better.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old... My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring...
Okay, so I cut out the gap and I extended the clip by one for this first clip and the second clip as well. And I feel like now it flows pretty naturally, so let's just play this first part.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So
like, as you can see, it flows pretty naturally. And now you just have to literally rinse and repeat this process for the rest of the video and just keep playing around with it until you get it to where it sounds very natural throughout the entire video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Alright guys, so I've now cut up the entire video and cut out all the little pauses. There was definitely a lot of pauses that 11 Labs kind of generates for you, which is fine. You just have to spend like a minute literally cutting out all those pauses. But I'm going to play the video for you now so you can hear how it kind of sounds and how it flows.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it. This is what she looked like before. She was heartbroken and depressed. Every morning she ate a bowl of kiwis. The potassium helped tighten her skin and depuff her face. At night, she drank lemon balm tea and started losing 20 pounds a month without doing a single minute of cardio. For her dry, thinning hair, I gave her Batana oil 3 times a week. It revived her texture, shine, and volume, but the real transformation happened with deep bloat gummies. Her stomach flattened, her skin cleared up, and her energy skyrocketed. This is what she looks like now, 20 pounds lighter and feeling better than ever. If you want the lemon balm tea recipe, comment tea and I'll DM it to you.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the video. And now the next step is to resize the avatar into the corner. And throughout the video, just to move it from the right side to the left side and then back to the right side. And then also place the images in the background. So I'm going to actually unhide this track right here so we can see the images. And what I'm even going to do as well is just press Command or Control on my keyboard and then drag this little bottom part of the timeline so I can select all these clips right here. And I'm just going to drag this over the images so it's always over the video. And as you can see, now it's over the clips. And now, before we go ahead and resize this avatar, I'm just going to sync up the images with the specific parts of the video. So for the hook, we have this first image right here. So we got to just keep it only on the screen when we're showing that first part.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it. This is what she looked like before. She was...
Okay, so I can see this is where the next part starts. And something that you guys will notice potentially is if the segment goes on for too long, let's just say, for example, this hook right here, it goes on for too long to where the image isn't as long as that entire segment. What you have to do is just press on the image right here and then just literally press Control C or Command C and then press Control V or Command V to paste it again. And then just move the other images there and then just put it right beside the first image so it doesn't change, like this, and then just cut it where you need to cut it. So for me, I need to cut it right before it gets into the value, which I believe is right here.
Just to make him regret before. She was heartbroken.
Yeah, it's right here. So I'm just going to cut this, press B again, open the blade tool, and then cut the image there, press A to select this, and then delete that. Now I'm going to place the second image, which is the first image of the value.
Regret it. This is what she looked like before. She was heartbroken and depressed. Every morning she...
And also, guys, like if you feel like you don't know exactly where these images kind of lie throughout the video, you could just go back to the script and look at the comments that you put so you know exactly where these images have to be. I don't know where this first image ends, so I'm just going to go back to the script. So it ends where she says she was heartbroken and depressed. Let's just hear the audio.
This is what she looked like before. She was heartbroken and depressed.
Okay, so it ends right here. Now I'm just going to press B again, delete the rest of that image right there, place a second image, and then go back to the script to see where this ends. Help tighten her skin and depuff her face. Okay.
Every morning she ate a bowl of kiwis. The potassium helped tighten her skin and depuff her face. At night she...
Okay, that's where it ends. Do the same thing. Third image ends at single minute of cardio. Okay.
At night she drank lemon balm tea and started losing 20 pounds a month without doing a single minute of cardio.
And now just literally rinse and repeat this process for the rest of the video. Alright guys, so now I've laid out all the images and synchronized it with the avatar speaking and the script itself. Now we're almost on the video, guys. The third last step, I believe, is just resizing this avatar and then moving her from left to right throughout the video. So what I'm going to do first is just select on this first clip right here at the start of the video, and then I'm going to go under the video tab and under scale and just drag the scale down all the way to wherever I feel like looks the most natural. If we go back to the original video, we can see how big the creator made the avatar. So we can see it kind of took up this little corner right here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do as well. Okay, so I set the scale to about 50%. You guys should definitely play around with it a bit because each avatar is going to be a different size, obviously. So I think this size looks fine. I might adjust it after. And now what I'm going to do is just select on the avatar's clip right here and just drag it to the corner right here. And honestly, I'm just going to cut out her arm because I feel like it looks a little bit unnatural and it doesn't really fit the style. But this is what it looks like for the first part.
My dad cheated on my...
I think I can make it maybe a little bit bigger, like this. Yeah, 57%. That's fine. And if we go back to the original video, for a second line of the hook, the avatar moves to the left side. So it seems like after every sentence, it goes back and forth between left and right. Honestly, you guys should just see what looks the most natural and what kind of feels seamless to the video. But I'm going to try to follow that and see if it looks natural with the video itself.
After 27 years, he said
So now just literally rinse and repeat that process. If you want to make it easy for yourself, what you can do is just press on this first image right here, see what the scale is, so it's 57%, and then now select all of these images after that first image, and then set the scale on the side right here to 57%, and now all of them should be the same size, but now you just got to move it around and just play around with the positioning of it. So I'm going to move this one. So this one's also 50%. I'm just going to move this one to the left side now.
He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So
now that you guys have the images in place of the right side and the left side, all you have to do now is just literally copy the coordinates from the right side and put it on the images where you want on the right side, and then copy the coordinates on the left side and put it on the images that you want on the left side. So these are the coordinates right here, the position and the rotate. As you see, the X angle is at 795 and the Y angle is at minus 823 for the right side. So that's what I'm going to do for the next image after the left side image. I'm just going to literally do it back and forth. So I'm just going to copy this by double tapping the number and then go to this image right here, paste it, and then copy the Y coordinates again, same way, just double tap, add the minus right there.
After 27 years, he said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him...
And then just literally rinse and repeat that for each image.
Boring and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it. This is what...
So if I play the video real quick, I feel like it doesn't look natural where it goes back and forth, at least with each image for the hook. So I'm just going to play so you guys can see kind of what I'm talking about.
After 27 years, he said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it.
I feel like it just goes back and forth way too quickly. So what I'm going to do is just keep these two images right here where it goes left and right. I'm just going to keep these on the left side and then this one to the right side. So I'm just going to copy the coordinates again. And I'm just going to make this last image go on the right side so at least there's a bit of time between it goes back and forth. All right, so this is what it looks like now.
After 27 years, he said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it.
Honestly, that feels way more naturally in my opinion. So now I'm just going to continue to do this for the rest of the video and just try to make it as natural as possible. Alright guys, so I went ahead and just moved the avatar throughout the video from the right side to the left side. And honestly, I didn't really change the image back and forth between the right side and left side too much. It really just happened naturally throughout the video. So if I just play it for you, I kind of do it in each segment, or at least halfway through the segment, I switch it back and forth. But let me just play the video for you so you can kind of see how I did it.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed. So I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it. This is what she looked like before. She was heartbroken and depressed. Every morning she ate a bowl of kiwis. The potassium helped tighten her skin and depuff her face. At night, she drank lemon balm tea and started losing 20 pounds a month without doing a single minute of cardio. For her dry, thinning hair, I gave her Batana oil 3 times a week. It revived her texture, shine, and volume, but the real transformation happened with deep bloat gummies. Her stomach flattened, her skin cleared up, and her energy skyrocketed. This is what she looks like now, 20 pounds lighter and feeling better than ever. If you want the lemon balm tea recipe, comment tea and I'll DM it to you.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the video. I do feel like throughout the video, there's some parts where she could have spoke a little bit more fluently. And honestly, it just comes down to Level Labs and regenerating those sentences where you feel like it doesn't flow as smooth. But this isn't bad at all. Now, the second last step before we're done the video here is adding in captions that we put on the video. If we go back to the video here, you can see the captions are just very simple. It's pretty much just full sentences here that we just played throughout the video. So this step is honestly probably the easiest out of all the steps that we've done up to this point. All you got to do is just press text right here, and then press on auto captions right here, and then press generate. So now the captions have generated. If we want them to look as close as possible to the original video that we kind of took this from, all you have to do is just press on this preset style number 1 right here, and then press on the font, and then just search up classic. And now all we have to do is just move this right to the middle, maybe bring it down a little bit like that, where it's right above the avatar's head, and let's just see how that looks.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed, so I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it. This is what she looked like before. She was heartbroken and depressed.
So sometimes you might notice the captions cut out like this, right here there's like a little gap. All you have to do is just select from the caption that cuts out and just drag the end of it so it fills the entire segment right here like this.
She was heartbroken and depressed. Every morning she ate a bowl of kiwis. The potassium.
And if you also notice that some words are maybe spelt wrong or it's just like not the right word, just literally press on that caption and then just adjust the text right here.
Potassium helped tighten her skin and depuff her face. At night, she drank lemon balm tea and started losing 20 pounds.
Now guys, the last step before we finish our video off here is just adding in some sort of music. You guys can do this on Instagram directly by just adding in a trending audio before you post your video, or even on TikTok as well if you decide to post on there. Typically I found that they just use very calming audios that's just like more like an instrumental in the background. So what I'm gonna do is just go on YouTube and just try to find an audio that kind of fits this. So what I'm gonna do is just go to this audio tab right here and see if I can find an audio that kind of fits this. So as you can see, when you press on the audio tab, you see music. You have a bunch of different genres. I think the genre would be sad. So let's just hear how this sounds. I'm just select on each audio to kind of hear what they sound like, and I'm gonna try to find one that doesn't sound gimmicky, but also sounds like something that would fit with the video. Okay, I found this audio right here, which I think sounds fine and it will fit with the video. I do recommend that you guys typically find an audio that's already on Instagram and potentially just download that and use that on your video. But just for the purpose of the module to make it easier for you guys, you could also choose an audio from here. The audio doesn't really make this video. It just has to be something that kind of goes with the video and adds to it and kind of brings out an emotion in the viewer. So I feel like this one does fit, but let me actually put it on the video and see what that sounds like. So I just literally dragged and dropped into here. I'm just gonna lower the volume a ton so it doesn't overpower the actual speech of the video. Let's see what that sounds like.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed, so I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it. This is what she looked like before. She was heartbroken and depressed. Every morning she ate a bowl of kiwis. The potassium helped tighten her skin and depuff.
Honestly, I feel like that does fit with the video pretty nicely. So I'm just going to go ahead and just cut the end of the audio by pressing the play tool again. Once the video is done right here, just press on the rest of it and delete that. And now the video is done. Let me play the final output for you guys so you guys can see what we were able to cook up today.
My dad cheated on my mom and left her after 27 years. He said she was old, boring, and dead in bed, so I helped her look 15 years younger just to make him regret it. This is what she looked like before. She was heartbroken and depressed. Every morning she ate a bowl of kiwis. The potassium helped tighten her skin and depuff her face. At night, she drank lemon balm tea and started losing 20 pounds a month without doing a single minute of cardio. For her dry, thinning hair, I gave her Batana oil 3 times a week. It revived her texture, shine, and volume, but the real transformation happened with deep bloat gummies. Her stomach flattened, her skin cleared up, and her energy skyrocketed. This is what she looks like now, 20 pounds lighter and feeling better than ever. If you want the lemon balm tea recipe, comment T and I'll DM it to you.
Yeah, that's pretty much the final video, guys. So guys, that's pretty much it for today's module. If you enjoyed, please let me know so I can make more modules like this. And if you guys have any questions about the style, let us know so we can help you out. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's module and let me know if you have any questions. That's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next module.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed this insane video. Rewatch it, comment. Remember, like I'm always in the comments to help you guys out. But here is your final action plan to get going. Action step number 1, pick your niche. Pick based off of the information and the insight that I gave you. Heck, you can even pick a niche from one of the competitors that I showed you in this video. You can copy them. Again, there's billions of dollars being spent in these niches every single year. You just need a very small piece of that pie. And I talked about make money online with content, manifestation, and health. But again, choose a specific problem in health. Action step number 2 is set up your Instagram page. Have a clean logo, clear username, optimized bio. This shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes. Pro tip here, make a new Gmail account. That way you're not linked to any of your phone numbers or your personal pages. And then have a one strong link in bio with an affiliate offer. Now again, you don't need the perfect product. And honestly, you don't need a product right away. Just tell people to follow you. Grow your community. Action step number 3 is competitor research. Find videos that are already working in your niche. You will want to recreate these in order to learn content and understand the components of virality. Because the best way to innovate on your content is to first understand it. Action step number 4 is post daily faceless reels. Steal viral formats because they already work. As I showed you, Connor and Ethan and myself we're all posting the same content. Make sure to always test hooks, visuals, and topics aggressively. Action step number 5, track what works and then double down. This is extremely important. Instagram is a database. You know exactly what works on other pages, and you know exactly what works on your page. So take in that data and double down on what works. And make sure to always look at your analytics. Look at views, look at saves, look at shares. Keep what works and cut what doesn't. Action step number 6, optimize your product and sales funnel. Make sure the messaging in your content aligns with your product, and if it doesn't, change out the product or change the content. Make sure to add CTAs in all your reels, post stories, feed posts, and have highlights. Again, these are all touch points with your audience to really push them to make that sale. That's it for the training. I hope you enjoyed this one. This was a long one, but this is probably one of the most valuable videos I have ever put out. And keep me updated when you see success with this, because if you put in the work, I know you will. Again, comment with any questions that you have. I'm answering all the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.